Ghana is calling 2019 the right to return, the year of return, the year of abode, and is asking black people from all over the world to return back to Ghana. The only visa, the only work permit that you would need is your complexion, the color of your skin. They're saying to come back home. Guys, I want you guys to share this video, like this video, and also press that notification bell for more videos like this and others. But this one is very, very important because a lot of people probably haven't even heard about it. You might be living in the United States under a regime, Donald Trump. You might be living in Canada and England, and you just don't feel welcome. Some people are even living undocumented and have to do the rat race, running and trying to live and trying to survive, and it's just not working out for them. Now, this might be a possible option. Ghana is saying, come back to Africa. You could live for as long as you want. You don't have to worry about no visa. You don't have to worry about anything. And after 4 to 7 years by living in Ghana, you could file for your citizenship and become a citizen of Ghana. Check this out. Take a look at this video.
I've already mentioned in previous videos that Ghana is very welcoming to Africans in the diaspora. There has been a long-standing policy that all Africans who are living in the diaspora, they have the right of return. They have the right to return to Ghana, what the Ghanaian law, refers to as the right of abode. And if you live in Ghana for, I think, it's either 4, 7, or 10 years, you can apply for citizenship. But before you apply for citizenship, you don't need some convoluted long visa. You can stay for as long as you want, what we call the right of abode. You can do business, do whatever, just go along with your life. So we've had quite a bit of Africans who are living in Ghana now, and they've made Ghana their home. Life is not easy. It's a developing country. So if you leave places like California or New York or Atlanta and you come to Ghana, it's not going to be all smooth sailing. But of course, you're going to be living among a sea of people who look like you and who you might find easy relating to. If you don't mind some of the cultural quirks that you are not used to and all of that. But for a lot of people, they feel a sense of peace, a sense of belonging when they're living in countries like Ghana. So I just feel like we need to publicize these kinds of things a lot more. And the government of Ghana, led by His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, held an event in Washington, D.C. a couple of days ago, admonishing the diaspora to come back, because we have this right of return, right of abode in Ghana for all Africans in the diaspora. So I wanted to share this good news with you all, and let you know that you are welcome to come to Ghana and stay, whenever you want, for however long you want, if you are an African from the diaspora.
You know what? One of the interesting things when you look at the contrast, right? Because you look at right now in the United States, Trump administration is building walls to separate people from Mexico and the United States. You see what's happening all over the world. Black people are being killed in the streets. It's just like, yo, this is your home. You live here all this length of time. You make all this money. You invest it back into this place. But at the end of the day, this is still not your home. It's like it's your home, but it's not your home. In fact, it's not your home because it's actually 400 years. 400 years. And some people might say that slavery was a choice. Slavery was not a choice. Slavery was never a choice. It was taken out of Africa and brought into the Americas. North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. It was never a choice. So what Ghana is saying is basically come back home. Come back home. You don't have to worry about your visa. You don't even have to worry about work permit. You could build, you could invest, you could use your talent, you could do whatever. It's like going back home. That's basically what Ghana is saying. They're saying come back home, right? It gets a little more interesting. I want you to hear from the president, because the president spoke on that, the president of Ghana. And let's go further. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, President, Republic of Ghana, presented by Mayor James Kenny, City of Philadelphia, September 27, 2020.
The Year of Return Ghana 2019 is the only centrally organized public-private partnership and the first by an African country to commemorate 400 years of the arrival of the first enslaved African to the United States.
We want to be able to give our ancestors the worthy honor that they deserve through their resilience of producing the greatest generation of Africans that ever existed. That is our mission. Our mission is to remember what they have done, to remember their sacrifice, but to also be worthy of that sacrifice, to produce and manifest a generation of Africans that can manage our own affairs in reality, and that can also be the masters of our own destiny. That is the generation we want to proclaim Africans to be today. That is why we want to commend the government of Ghana. We want to commend the president of Ghana for taking on this bold initiative to do something that's never been done before, to proclaim a year of return. That's not just one event. That's a historical statement, Mr. President, which we want to commend you for. Putting your name to this, putting your administration to this, and inspiring Africans. Let's change the narrative. Let's lift up the African image. Let's make the African of the 21st century a new African. 400 years is long enough for other people to proclaim and to write and to declare our narrative. African people must write their own story. The Year of Return, Ghana 2019, will manifest that new kind of African.
Your Excellency, I came to honor you for your leadership, for the leadership that you will give the right of return. And I know my colleague Gwen Moore spoke, but I wanted to give the passion to this great resolution sponsored by my colleague, the Honorable Bobby Scott, to let you know that H.R. 1242 lives and breathes. It is not an exclusionary resolution. It does not exclude those who do not walk in my history. It gives us the opportunity. And so, to the Minister of Tourism, to the Foreign Minister, to the delegation of the President, to President Nana Akufo-Addo, we are here to say thank you, for you have taken the gift of H.R. 1242 and you have said, along with this great committee and its leadership, that we welcome you, my brothers and sisters, in the continent of which I honor. And Ghana, with its amazing history, will be in the forefront of galvanizing and cementing this wonderful relationship between the nation of the United States of America, the people of the United States of America, and the great Republican nation of Ghana, with this wonderful President and First Lady who is leading us into the 21st and 22nd century. May the blessings of all be upon you. Let us be connected through our ancestry and the spirits, and let us never forget the dark passage which will turn into the light of return in this wonderful year of 2019, commemorating our first venture in 1619. God bless all of you. God bless Ghana, and God bless the United States of America.
It's a very emotional day for those of us who have come to reunite with our family here. Everything that we have listened to, every person who has spoken, one single thing resonates: come home. And it's a very powerful statement. So I wish to reiterate that commitment that Ghana, under the able leadership of our president, who has shown total commitment by being here today with us to launch and to commemorate the Year of Return, I repeat, come home. Please take this message from this confine of this room and tell everyone, pay it forward, that we as Africans have the spirit of resilience. We are here for a purpose, to tell the story. So those who have lost hope will see that they are still alive for a reason. There are young people on substances that have no business being on. It's because they have lost their way. You and I will use this occasion under the auspices of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, who has opened the doors for you and I to tell the story of the resilience of our people.
We're gathered to initiate the year of commemoration of one of the most momentous events of history, the commencement of the transatlantic trade, slave trade, which brought tens of millions of Africans to the Americas, North, Central, and South. We know of the horrors that accompanied that forced journey. We know of the brutalities that were meted out to them during their stay in the Americas. We know of the great difficulties they have encountered in attempting to assimilate and live and maintain their dignity in the Americas. We know of the extraordinary achievements and contributions they have made to the life of the Americas. And it is important that in this symbolic year, 400 years later, we commemorate their existence and their sacrifices. It was in anticipation of the year of commemoration that my great childhood friend, colleague, and associate, the late Jake Otanka Obecha-Bilamti, then Minister of Tourism in President John Agyekum Kufuor's government, a government of which I was part as Foreign Minister, launched in celebration of Ghana's Golden Jubilee, the Joseph Project, the project that identified the need to symbolize the return of the prodigal son who was lost and found. I would like to dedicate this whole ceremony and this to his memory. He insisted on granting easy visas to all returnees, and that we should give force to the right of abode. I think it's the duty of my government to do both of those things in commemorating of next year. But I would like to say in conclusion that the most important consequences of all the activity we're here to initiate is that together on both sides of the Atlantic, we will work together to make sure that never again will we allow a handful of people with superior technology to walk into Africa, seize our peoples, and sell them into slavery. That must be our resolution, that never again, never again. Thank you.
Never again. Well, you hear that? Never again. Now, listen, a lot of people are looking at this here and they're saying, boy, can I really return to Africa? What would life be like for me if I were to return to Africa? Can I survive in Africa? I urge everyone to just give Africa a second look. I urge everyone to give Africa a second look. Now, let me give you guys a little more details on this here, right? This is what they're saying in regards to the right of abode. All right, let me pull it back up here. Which, personally, I think every black person should do that, including, I'm talking to myself as well, because I have not yet visited Africa. And it's something that I've planned to do since 2 years ago. Haven't did it as yet. But my promise is that next year, for a fact, I'm going to visit Africa and do a couple of different programs from Africa. Already, we featured a number of African-based stories, and we want to do a whole lot more. Now, the concept of the right of abode under immigration law is that a person having the rights to abode shall be free to live and come and go in and out of the country without any hindrance. Right? And after a total of about 4 years, after you live in Africa for a total of over 4 years, you could get your citizenship. And as the president rightfully said, he said easy visas, meaning that there is no big set of restrictions or big set of application or all of that stuff. 2019, the year of return. The year of return. I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you think that you could survive in Africa? Have you considered living in Africa? Have you considered moving back to Africa in what they call home? Think about it, guys. Do some investigation. Do your own personal check on this particular topic. Also, I want to know what you guys think. So what I want you to do, comment at the bottom and let me know what you think about returning to Africa. 2019, 400 years. It was 1619, the Pan-African slave trade. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Comment at the bottom. This one might be a very interesting option.
A generation of Africans that can manage our own affairs in reality, and that can also be the masters of our own destiny. That is the generation we want to proclaim Africans to be today. That is why we want to commend the government of Ghana. We want to commend the president of Ghana for taking on this bold initiative to do something that's never been done before, to proclaim a year of return. That's
Long life.
Welcome to the ride. Welcome to the ride. Start the clock. It's happening now.
Everyone has a
Ride of your life. Share the program. Share the thing.
Ride Along Live. Everyone has a story to tell.
It's happening and it's happening now.